Hi, my loves, how's it going? How you guys doing? Welcome if you're new, welcome back. If you've seen me before, it's time for, I think, update 6 now for the project pan. This is a rolling third project pan, meaning there is no end date to it, so I'll keep using the product until I've completely used it up, hit pan, hit my usage, or decided that the product is expired, or if I completely hate panning and I never want to touch panning ever again in my life. But this project, sorry, will be here until the end of time, basically. But I have to update this just because it is time for an update. There were no rollouts for this time. I think that's the first time this happened, and in a sense, I'm kind of glad that that's the case because sometimes it can be really tricky to think about what else to roll in, and where I've got two other active project plans going on, it just makes it a little bit more complicated, and I want this project plan specifically makeup only, so there's only so many things one person can pan at a time. Do you know what I mean? It's not even been that long. I literally just gotten done with my makeup and I feel like I'm already sweating off. If you guys enjoy watching panning content, anything to do with like using makeup up, or just anything to do with that, please make sure you like, subscribe, check me out on my other social medias. Everything is, well, I had the links down below, but YouTube's being really funny with me. Everything is at Dailywood Deal, so it'll be easy to find me. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, check me out over there too. But let's just dive into the actual updates. We will go in order. There has been no update on this palette at all, but I have used it once, and that was actually very recently when I did that. But yeah, there's like no update on here at all, so there'll be no difference. And I don't know if there's any point me just showing the progress pictures because there's literally no difference from the last month's update. However, there is one use in here, and I'm happy with that. But in the summer, I think it is going to be really difficult for me to sit and do makeup. Like today is like 32, 33, and in the UK, it gets really, really hot. And there's no ACs unless you now individually buy AC for yourself, or you make a new home, like a new built home, and then you add it in. Otherwise, it's just brick walls, and then they suck in the heat and they trap the heat. So yeah, it gets really hot here. So there hasn't been many makeup days as a result. I don't know if there will be any makeup days in the next couple of months because it's so hot as well, and I don't know how often I will do makeup. I will obviously do it when I do my makeup, sorry, my videos, but other than that, I don't know if I will. But yeah, one new use is still better than nothing. That does take me up to 9 total uses, but I feel like since the start of the year, that's actually pretty abysmal, and I would like to bring my attention back to this palette. There's a couple of other palettes that I have in my other project pans, well, actually just one of them, and I think once I use up one of those ones, it will just make it a bit more easier for me to like rotate between specific ones. And I have used up a few other, like, well, used up or hit like goals on other products as well, so it should get easier, but it just depends on if the heat will allow it to. Next up, we have this NYX eye pencil. This is the shade Frosted Lilac. I do love the shade of it. I think it's lovely, but it just doesn't show as well on me as it would do on someone who's either extremely pale or on a deeper side, because then I feel like colors pop on those spectrums. I feel like with me it kind of just gets like lost in there because it kind of just blends in and melts into the rest of my, so the color doesn't show as much as I would like it to show. It is a really lovely formula though. I do feel like it's long lasting, and these are irritate my eyes. This is literally all I have left, but there is no progress since last update, and my notebook is still looking the same. So that is literally what we are right now. I think it's okay. I'm not too mad about it, but I know I can use this up. I tend to use this pencil whenever I use this. So last time I probably used this, I did use this one, but there's no, like, no enough progress for me to draw a new line, so I can't really do that. But yeah, it's a shame, but it is what it is. I had high hopes for this product. I genuinely thought I could be done with this. I have the tiniest amount left. I think I might only have one, if not two uses at maximum in here. Like, I've drawn the line here, but I don't even think that's how much is left in here, because last time I tried to use this, it was a bit tricky for me to like push out the product. I'm not going to cut this open. I have way too many blushes for me to do that. First of all. Second of all, I already have a duplicate of this. That was an accident. And that was when I bought like Cult Beauty like blush edit, and they had this product in there too. So I have a duplicate. It makes no sense for me to have more than one of anything, especially because how big my collection is. Inventory will be posted at some point in the next month, I believe. But yeah, I have the tiniest amount left. I think I can definitely have this on next month if I do get some use out of it over the next couple of weeks. That is if the heat kind of cools down a bit, because I think they're saying we might have a bit of cooler weather, and like not next week but maybe the week after that. I don't really know, but we'll see. But I do think that for next update this can be finished. This item is literally the oldest highlighter within my collection, and may even be one of the few oldest that I do have. This is my Morphe highlighter. I've been trying to pan this for the last, I want to say, a couple of years on and off, but I did focus on it last year, and then this year I've decided that I kind of really want to get this done. I would love to have it emptied by the end of the year. I don't think that that is something that's possible. This is a close up of it. I know I've made progress here because that's getting thinner here, and this part here is getting thinner as well, and the pan is expanding too, so I can see that. And what I'll do is I'll show you guys the comparison from the start of the year to now, so you can see like how much I have actually used. I do think at some point, maybe by October, I might need to repress this. I think that'd be really exciting to look forward to, but I do want more update on this. I would love to have this done, but I feel like I may have done myself a bit of a disservice because I did pull in like a face duo from Elf, and I also plan to finish it up. And with me not having that many makeup days as already as it is, it's going to be tricky for me to do. So I don't know how it's going to work out. If I can finish one of the two highlighters, I think that'd be amazing. But this would be something I really want to get done. A product that I have not used is my Victoria Beckham Pout lipstick. This is already melting because that's how hot it is in my room. This is literally all I have left. There is the tiniest amount in here, and I have the hardest time reaching this because there's other lipsticks I have that I'm also trying to use. I think it's just a case of this year I'm panning so many lip products, and there's so many different ones that I can only balance so many things at one time. So unfortunately, a lot of the times this is getting neglected. I absolutely love the formula of this. I love the shade of this on me. I think it suits me so well, sorry. And I love the packaging of this too. I can see myself repurchasing this one for sure. There are not, I wouldn't say the same with all the lipsticks I've used, but I feel like there's something about this that I actually very heavily enjoy using. I don't think I have that many like pink toned specific lipsticks, especially in this particular tone, and I really like this for that reason. This actually works really well whenever I wear my like cultural clothing. So whenever I wear my Desi outfits, so whether that's like suit or like it's like the fancy dress or whatever it is, this one is one that I always gravitate towards, and it comes through every single time. So I think this is definitely something I will repurchase, even though I do have a ridiculous amount of lipsticks that I probably don't need to. But I actually really love this. I get a bit like, oh, should I use it? Should I not? But like, I do feel like I should actually use it at this point because literally, if that is all I have left, like realistically, how long is that going to take me? If I did maybe, I don't know, like 10 makeup days in a month, this would be done. And if I just focus on this, so I think I might have to actually bring back or bring into my like forefront like a very focused week of certain products, and I do feel like I might have to do that sooner than later. So hopefully next update I can make some progress and share it with you guys. Otherwise, no progress since last month. I don't know if you guys watched my last month's update, but I did mention that I was going to repress my Colourpop bronzer into my blush pan that I used up. The reason I did it is because any bronzer in there that kept breaking apart and it was falling and I was losing a lot of it. The packaging was absolutely abysmal. I hated it. So I have repressed it in here. This is what it's looking like, but it's not really tightly pressed in. So, and I didn't actually use liquid like rubbing alcohol this time around. So I just dry pressed it. But I kind of regret that decision. I kind of wish I had like pressed this in with some form of a rubbing alcohol, but there was so much product at the time I didn't realize how much it was, and I barely managed to fit this in here. I think once I use up a little bit more of this product, I will then end up repressing it using a rubbing alcohol. So far, it's working fine. I have had easy use with this, and I have actually wasted less product by having it in this packaging, which is ridiculous. But I would love to have this done by the end of the year. I've made progress on this powder. It's one of my older powders, but the reason I pulled it in was because of the packaging. I felt like it was really bulky and it was taking up a lot of space. But it isn't my oldest actual pressed powder, and I would like to get this used up. I think soon I'm going to have to repress this though, because it is getting a bit annoying picking this up on my brush. There is a bit more progress I can make down here, I think, before I get to the point where I repress it. So I think I'll give this another couple of weeks, see how I feel, and then I'm just going to repress it. Also, the packaging in this isn't the best because I feel like product started crumbling when we got to these lands here. So that was a bit frustrating. It's not the most long lasting powder either. I had a really bad okay, this is the first year I'm actually recovering, like I feel like properly recovering from a shopping addiction. So I like back in 2023 I did this massive giant order like 2 times from Flower Nose, and I ended up buying so many things because they had this massive sale, and I was like, oh my god, FOMO, like god forbid if I didn't buy something at the time. So yeah, I ended up buying loads and loads of stuff. This was just one of the products, and even though this is like porcelain, it still works. Like it doesn't leave any like color pigment on my face where it's making my foundation look really weird. So I'm really happy about that. But I don't think this is long lasting in that sense. Like I am a very oily gal, and in the summer where it's so hot and I'm already sweating, I don't even know if you can see my stash. Um, but yeah, it's a lot. It gets a lot, and I don't think this has a lasting power as much as other powders do. So this is definitely something that once it's done, I'm not going to repurchase. And also, I don't really think this powder is available to repurchase anymore because I know once their collection sells out, they don't end up replacing them. They just release new collections. So I don't even think this is something you can replace. And I wouldn't want to either. I have so many Flower Nose products that I've actually pulled in another product in here. So this is the Chocolate Shop like face palette, and this is supposed to be like a contour palette, but these shades are like not the correct shades for me to contour with. And also, like, what am I contouring? I'm so big as it doesn't make any sense, but I really want like a cool toned like bronzer, and so I decided to use this instead of actually buying like a cool tone bronzer. And I realized that perhaps this is good enough for me to work because I don't always remember to use bronzer, and it is just one of the situations. This one actually has a use in it. This has one new use in it, and it's now up to 16 total uses, which I think is really good. Even though I don't use it all the time, and I only ever use this if I do like really cool tone looks. But this is the only product that I'm using. Thanks to the comments that I had in one of my previous videos that I posted, they said to just focus on one shade rather than the entire palette. And I'm kind of glad I'm just doing that. As I use this palette, I'll probably eventually dip into the powder and the highlighter, but those are not my main focus right now. I have so many products and so many project pans, sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming, and I lose track on what I'm doing. So for that reason, I'm only focusing on this one particular shade. That's all I'm on the track. And once that's done, I'll probably end up deciding to pan the entire palette. But that is not something I'm going to do right now or focusing on right now because I think I already have an abundance of products. So yeah, this progress is very slow. Not had many makeup days, so that explains the lack of usage on a lot of these products this time around. With my Makeup Revolution palette, I actually pulled in this single shadow from Glamour Tricks because I felt like sometimes I miss kick of an eyeshadow. This is a very beautiful, very shimmery product, and I really love it. I feel like Glamour Tricks as an indie brand is probably one of my favorites. Like they're up there with my top 10, probably even top 3, really. And I love the eyeshadow, especially the single eyeshadows. And I love that you can buy individual shadows too, specific to what you like. The reason I pulled this in was because sometimes I get really bored with how subtle the Makeup Revolution palette is. And even though sometimes that I just use it alone, but sometimes I want a little extra, kicks. I end up using it. I spoke to you guys not too long ago about an e.l.f. palette. This is the palette that I'm talking about. There has been no progress with this one. The blush is something that will be really easy to use, but the highlighter is what will take me a long time. The problem is I've not even used this palette even once since last update. I don't even remember when I last used this palette, which isn't too good. I would like to make progress on this. I would like to have this done because I think this is only 4.6 grams or something. There's not actually that much in here, and the blush will go very, very fast, especially because a lot of the time this doesn't even pay off as well. So I need to build up on this, which means I then use a lot of extra product to then get the same color payoff as somebody who's paler would then end up using. So yeah, I again, not many makeup days, but even when I do makeup days, sometimes like it's called on products and I'm focusing on other products within other product pans. It's a bit hard for me to navigate. I think I'm gonna have to just pick a blush and focus on it to get it over and done with. So then I have less blushes to focus on. There's already 2 in my beauty set that I'm trying to focus in on. There's one in this one, there's another one, or there's actually a few in my 50 Shades of Blue as well. So there's a lot of the same type of products, and I think I need to maybe in the next month try and focus in on hitting my goals with some of the others. So then I'm left with only a handful to then focus in on. I think that's the only way I can then make progress on this. I do know that in autumn time, especially as soon as like October rolls around, those 2 months I do very heavily like autumnal grungy specific looks, like the greens, the rust, and all that sort of stuff. I know that this palette is going to get the most use out at that point, but I would like to still make some progress from now until that period starts. I have another product here. This is the Diego de la Palma Black Eye Pencil. I've had no progress to mark from last month's update. I did use this once or twice the other day though, but it irritated my eyes, which means that this is a sign that I might have to just continue using this on my waterline, but I can use it on the rest of my face. So what I might start to do instead is just bring back my beauty spots with this and then just draw like a fake, not a fake wing, but like draw like a pencil wing with this instead. This is the tiniest amount left. If I show you guys here, that's all that there is. And I don't know why it's taking me so long to use this up. There are so many ways in which I could have done it already, but this was part of another project plan and then decided to roll it in here. I think I can definitely have this done before the end of the year. I think that would be really nice, but I don't know how soon, like if I can do it in the next 2-3 months or if it's going to literally take me till the end of the year. Another product I actually haven't used is this one from Colourpop. This is the Strand. It's their Just a Tint lip tint. Last time I went on their website, these are no longer available. I don't know why they would do that because it's actually a really lovely formula, but these are gone now, unfortunately. I do have one other one apart from this one. I have used up one already in this project pan, but unfortunately I just have so many lip products that this one just isn't getting the use, and it is what it is. There's nothing I can really do at the moment. I think it would be good for me to start focusing on some other products, especially within my Beauty Aid Said as well as 50 Shades of Blue, because I think once I can roll out products from there, then it gives me free reign to just focus on these ones specifically. But yeah, it would be nice to get some use out of this because it is actually a really lovely shade, and I also really like the formula, so I don't know why I'm not really using it. But again, it's just so many lip products, so many project pans, very limited on how many makeup days I can have, and it is what it is. In here, I've decanted my Burberry Misty blush, and I've used it twice, and I haven't made progress. The blush packaging, I think, said this has like 11 grams of product in here. This is not 11 grams of product. I don't even think this is 5 grams of product. But I have used this twice. I have not decided to repress it because I don't actually have another container to repress this blush into. I think that is something that I need to save though in the future. So if you guys ever see me finishing any good containers, please let me know to save that and not get rid of it, because I'm actually in need to save some of those. But I've just repressed it as, okay, not repressed it, but I put it in here as like a loose powder, and I have used it twice. This is so heavily fragrance, it actually annoys me because the blush itself, it's a nice shade, but I do have to build up to get a good amount of pigment. But then it's so heavily fragrance, it kind of makes me sick. So I don't really think I'm going to end up repurchasing this one again. I don't even think you can repurchase it again. It is a lovely shade though, don't get me wrong. And I love using this with my Makeup Revolution palette because again, it goes so well together. But the scent of this is just too overpowering for me. But I've used it twice since I bought it in. I think that's pretty good for the fact that I've used it twice. I would like to continue getting some use out of this. I think that's going to be another blush I can easily finish. And I think that would be amazing if that could happen. Two more products, and they're both lip products. I've not used this one either. This is a liquid lipstick. I actually have a duplicate, and the duplicate was a mistake. So I decided to pull this in so whenever I do certain cool tone looks, I can actually wear this. Unfortunately, so far I've not used this, but I think again when it comes to like autumn time when I do those specific makeup looks, this will get the most use out at that period of time. So unfortunately, at this current stage, I've had no new uses on this, not even one, apart from like a swatch, but that does not even count. I would like to get some more use out of this. I don't know when that will be. Hopefully, if the weather gets cooler, I'll be able to do more looks, and if I can like maybe sort out a few other things, and I can refocus my attention back to like panning and just doing makeup and actually spending time doing my hobbies and stuff like that. But yeah, not really great, but it is what it is. A product I have actually made use on is this Revolution Pro Gloss. So I've been drawing a line because it is a clear gloss. That's where I was when I pulled this in, and that's where I'm at now. This one could either take a month or it could take 2 months. I'm not really sure. I've like really slowed down when it comes to panning lip glosses specifically. I don't know why, I don't know what happened, but unfortunately I have, which means that my project panning goals are kind of also suffering. This is one of those things, but I could have easily like panned this, but I don't know why I'm having a hard time. However, there is progress compared to last month, so I'm happy with that, and I hope that I can continue seeing this. So even if it's not an empty for next month, at least I can come back and show you guys I've actually used the product. Okay, that is everything for this month. Unfortunately, no rollouts, but there is some progress. Unfortunately, for a lot of products, there isn't progress. I'm hoping that once the weather cools down and I sort my life out again, I can come back to project planning a bit with a bit more focus and get some more use out of a lot of these products. I think that would be something to really look forward to. I think as well, because I have the Beauty Aid Said project pan that finishes at the end of the year, I think that will then free up more space and more attention to these particular products and this project pan. So I kind of need to refocus on that as well. So that will help out by a significant amount. But that's everything for today's update. I'm literally drowning in my own sweat right now. So I'm going to go. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching me. I'll see you next week. Bye.